How's everyone feeling this morning? Yeah? A little bit of a slow start, right? A little bit of a slow start, but we're getting after it, man. Thank you for coming out. I know it's a Tuesday, you guys are working, so we really appreciate you guys taking the time to come out. We're going to take a look at a lot of different technology here today. First, we're going to start with our product line, Hamaxi. If you're not familiar with Hamaxi, Hamaxi is an NDA compliant product line. It's a branded product. And one thing on the integration side that you guys should be conscious of is products are found everywhere, right? We've all seen Dahua, Hikvision, UniView, but pricing can be found everywhere online. There's a lot of local places to pick up this equipment. So it's on the bidding side, it's almost become a bloodbath of who's willing to make less, right? When you're going in, customers are beating you up on price. What's good about Hamaxi is it's price protected. There is no pricing online. There's no pricing online. So for you guys, the integrator, you spin it off as a product that you guys can sell and feel confident with that you're not going to get shocked by your customers. Exactly. So we're going to take a look at a couple of things. One thing, when you think Hamaxi, it's almost like you're just thinking active deterrence. Hamaxi specializes in active deterrent solutions. We have 3 different series. X series, which is going to be our large sensors. If you're not familiar with the normal sensors that are on cameras, it's usually like a 1 and 2.7 inch. In the X series, we have a 1 and 1/8. So that's commonly found like in PTZs, right? You have f1.0 aperture, face detection, perimeter protection. Then you move into the I series, you'll have face detection, perimeter protection, and then you'll have the f1.0 aperture as well. So the sensor size switches back to the 1 and 2.7 inch. Then going into our S series, you'll have our more entry-level cameras. But the big highlight for today is going to be the S series active deterrence. So we'll go ahead and we'll get into some of these. This is, if you're not familiar with active deterrence, just kind of an example of how active deterrence works. We have our zone, we have our rule created. It's an infrared. Object comes through, we switch into warm light, it detected a human, right? So it has dual illumination. So from IR, we're switching into color when we need it. I know we've all had those end users who complain about the lights being on 24/7. This is how we combat that. We go IR, switch into dual illumination. They come into our rule. Now we're hitting them with the red and blue lights. We're hitting them with the audible alarms. As they leave, we're going back to warm light, back into IR mode. Just kind of a small example of how active deterrence works. Huge, I think for me, I'm extremely excited about the new active deterrent PTZ that's coming out. Reason being is we've seen Dahua's active deterrence PTZ, which is 25X. We've seen UniView with the 5X, right? But nobody's done an active deterrence PTZ that's 32X with the red and blue active deterrent. So you're still going to have the audible alarms. You're still going to have the 2-way audio. You're going to have auto tracking, but you're going to have face detect, which is an interesting spin. Let's say you have an object pull into frame. PTZ comes, starts tracking them. On top of zooming in, we're going to be able to grab faces. So that's going to be a really cool thing that's coming up. This was actually something Hamaxi was first to introduce to the US market, was active deterrence 180 cameras, which was something that everybody was requesting. When 180s came out to the market, it was really cool because now we could do just cover, like, let's say we had this building, we're just throwing a 180, we're covering the whole section now, right? They have active deterrence, so they have the red and blue lights. We could create our zones, hit people with the audible alarms. So this is why I was saying Hamaxi specializing in active deterrence, because we're seeing it in specialty products, where we're seeing it in a PTZ, we're seeing it in a 180 camera. So that's what I really wanted to highlight is the f1.0 aperture. We're still going to keep that quality nighttime image. If you haven't really seen the difference between like a f1.0 aperture and just like a regular camera, the difference is it almost looks like it's like dusk because the image is so bright, so clear. So I-Series active deterrence. Remember I mentioned we have different series, X, I, S. I-Series is a great middle ground, and what I like about the I-Series is we're all familiar with active deterrence. Dahua has it, UniView has it, Hikvision has it. But a big difference that they did was, again, the f1.0 aperture. Having the image of a Dahua, UniView, and Hikvision and a Hamaxi all next to each other, the Hamaxi is going to outperform a Dahua, a Hikvision, and a UniView every time, solely because the reason f1.0 aperture. Another spin that they did was they have face detection. The other competition doesn't have face detection. So we're getting AI, we're getting two-way audio, we're getting active deterrence, we're getting face detection, and we're getting the f1.0 aperture, and we're getting that quality vision in the nighttime. So that's something that's really important when we're considering on a product to choose. Going with something that's going to not only separate you from the local competition, but separate you as far as feature set. Because if they're bidding an active deterrent camera that doesn't have face detection, doesn't have f1.0 aperture, now you guys have a superior product and a better price point. But while we're on the subject of price points, this is the big subject of today, is S-Series active deterrence. S-Series active deterrence is still going to have the red and blue lights, the two-way audio. It's got a quick installation. It's got a built-in J-box almost in a sense. So there's room for you to conceal the wires. So you guys save money on the J-boxes itself. And you would think, okay, at a price point where it's really aggressive to where I would say the price point is somewhere where you're probably getting dual illumination cameras already for, right? Or maybe even your entry-level cameras. Now you're going to have, at that same price point, active deterrence, two-way audio, dual illumination, so infrared and color at night. You're going to have an aggressive price point, but you're not losing any feature set. So you guys are able to be more competitive, beat out your competition because you still have all the feature set and you have a price. But it's really responsive. I have the app right here. Turn on the red and blues, right? It's reacting to me right away. The siren is actually pretty loud considering the price point, right? So S-Series active deterrence is going to be a game changer for us here locally. Your customers aren't going to be able to shop. You're going to be able to be aggressive in the bids. You're going to be able to give active deterrence, and you're going to be able to give your customers 2 resolution. You have it in a 5 meg option, and then you have it in an 8 meg option. So this is just kind of some shots from the S-Series. You see the car pulling in. At about 18 feet, we're still able to have a good, clear image of the license plate. So we're not sacrificing any sort of resolution when we're switching to the S-Series. Here's a nighttime shot, 7 p.m., sun must have just went down. We get to kind of take a look at its nighttime performance, right? This is 10 p.m. As you can see, there is a lot of light here in the complex, but we're still getting a really good, clean, crisp image. Now we're switching into our 8 megapixel. This is Valley Boulevard, right? High traffic area, a lot happening. 30 feet, we're still getting a good, clean, crisp image of that plate. So we're not sacrificing anything. Nighttime, 7 p.m., still quality, almost looks like there's still daylight out, right? This is completely dark, 11 p.m. If somebody came through, we're gonna get another good, clean, crisp image. This is just a little bit more about it, is it has a tamper-proof design now, so we don't have any screws exposed on the camera. It's got the built-in J-box, so we can hide the wiring into it. We're not losing any feature set, but most importantly, for you guys on the integration side, is it's plug and play. Plug it into the NVR, and you're good to go. So as far as like the simplicity of it, it's not only to give you all the AI, all the features, the price points you're looking for, but you're gonna have the simplicity of the product itself by being a plug and play product. So the programming is gonna be very minimal. This is just kind of a quick example of how the quick installation works. Let's see, is it the video? Oh, I thought it was a video. Is it going? Let's see. Let's see the video. Well, with that being said, if the video doesn't go, I'm going to introduce you guys to Bob, owner and founder. Oh, it's going? Oh, cool, perfect. I'm an office guy, and I'm pretty sure I'd be able to install one of the Hamaxi cameras. So, you know, I'm not really the sharpest around tool. So the quick installation is going to be a game changer for a lot of you guys too. You have applications where this works, but there's also commercial applications where something along the solar trailer is what's needed. We see it everywhere in the market today. You can't go to Walmart without seeing one. You can't go to Target without seeing one. Everywhere we go, it's in our face, it's present, and it's something that we have to talk about, something that everybody has to know about and know their options are. Right now, we're gonna speed through this so that way we can actually get to the back and actually see what's physically like. But upon your first impression of taking a look at our trailer was almost, people are like, oh, you overbuilt. You know, it's a little overkill. Well, we like to say 50 state ready, right? Meaning if you have a chain customer, it could go to Nebraska, it can go to Florida, it can go to the Midwest. It's gonna be fine wherever you go. Ours, we spec it out to be in any type of environment, right? Ours is really large. When you take a look at it, it's physically larger than the competition. 25-foot mast, 30-watt top-down speaker, it has LEDs on it, it's got all-terrain tires. We have a customer who's already taken it through, it's like a construction site, and it's going through the dirt, they're picking it up, they're moving it, picking it up, they're moving it, right? You have your options for 5G, cellular, even some satellite options. Right? It's going to be scalable. One thing that's really interesting about it is you're going to have construction site analytics. A lot of these sites have been construction sites where we've been requesting. Yeah.
Is it a month-to-month service for the 3G or contract?
Well, that's on your side to decide, right? So a lot of companies and a lot of the big competition out there like LVT, they actually are on a leasing agreement where it's almost like a lease to sublease where they're leasing it out to the end user. They don't get the option to buy. With ours, it's the option to buy. You guys own this. This is not only your guys' trailer, but you guys are generating all the RMR. None of the kickback comes back to us. We're not doing any of the monitoring or anything like that. So the kickback, so if you're charging $3,500, $4,000 a month for this, that's an additional $4,000, $5,000 a month that you guys are making on your guys' end. So that's what's the real interesting about this is everyone's leasing, right? They're paying about the same price at the end of the day for a 12-month contract to where you own it and now you get to do it. You get to put them on the 12-month contract instead of another company and then you getting a small kickback of that. So this is what this is going to be designed to do. So you guys are making the money. So it has options for construction site analytics. If somebody's working alone, if they're wearing a hard hat, if they have their PPE, right? It's going to be scalable to where we can do some facial recognition, we can do some metadata, searching a color shirt, color pant, vehicle make, vehicle type, vehicle attributes. So it's going to be really scalable in that sense. We're going to be able to do PTZs, or we could have other cameras call it. You have a lot of options and a lot of flexibility. This is, for me, the big reason why it separates us out from all other competition. There's a lot of question marks with other people's trailers. So it's like, oh, is it going to last here? Is it going to last here? Does it have enough power to get through the day? Well, with our app, we actually do. And we actually can tell the power consumption throughout the day. So we actually have a cloud monitoring system for it. So you'll be able to check in on your trailer, see how it's doing and how it's performing at all times. We have a check video verification bridge on there. If you guys do want to tie it in with an alarm station, you guys definitely can. Or you can have your end users take a look and get important notification based off what's happening around the trailer. We have a CamNet device on it. What basically that is just an AI module on there. It's a really advanced. It can tell the difference between human, vehicle, dog, bear, deer, spider. You can even do Amazon truck driver, UPS driver, things of that nature. So it's got a lot of advanced analytics. If you do decide you guys build to the point where you guys have multiple, we use DSS and we can actually check in on each one of them and monitor everything. So this is not
Omaxi?
This would be on this one. This is Dawes DSS, where we have this one. So we have this is a live site that we have with one of our customers, the construction site I was telling you about. This is actually our trailer deployed at this site. So our customer can manage this one and then manage the other one that he has. So the 5G capabilities, like I told you, you can use where we could go Cradlepoint, 5G router on there, and now we have access to that camera wherever remote location that it's at. This was that same customer. This is the other trailer. This was for a community event, and this was a time lapse that we created for them. These are just kind of some small examples where you can be at. You can be at construction site, industrial site, parking lots, border enforcement, city applications, pretty much everywhere. I mean, anywhere you drive, you're going to run into one of them at least on your drive. So with that being said, I'm going to take it away to Spence. We're going to walk around in the back, and we're actually going to take a look at it and do a live demo of it.
Okay.
What's up?